What's up, everybody? This is Ragna, and this gonna be sticking it in raw quickly without light. I just want to talk about the excuse me. I just want to talk about the Slammies. I didn't watch the pre-show part because I can't do 4 hours of Raw or any WWE really. That's what I hate about this stupid freaking 3-hour system or 3-hour show they got now. It's just way too much. But anyways, right off the bat, they had the the award ceremony thing for This Is Awesome. The This Is Awesome moment of the year. Apparently, no one knows what the hell that means in this company. Because it was like Occupy Raw, when Daniel Bryan got a bunch of fans in the crowd to get a championship match at WrestleMania. That part was pretty cool. Well, that part actually was pretty awesome, I will admit. That was like when Stephanie McMahon got arrested. I don't remember a single person saying "This is awesome" during that. Goodbye Authority. Technically, and I have to kind of agree with this because that's when Sting came out, but other than that, it wasn't really that good. But I noticed that they didn't show the impact of that Scorpion Death Drop when they did or when they showed the replay of it. It'll be like right when, a little bit before Triple H's head hits the ground and then just cuts away from him for some reason. And then, I forgot the other one, I'm sorry. But none of those won, it just said Sting debuts. I get what they're talking about, but, yeah, apparently the whole Goodbye Authority part, no one gave a shit about. It's just, oh, hey, Sting's out. And, there was one thing me and, me and Koda joked about as soon as we heard that there's gonna be a steel stair match in the next pay-per-view during the TLC pay-per-view. So me and Koda were joking around. You might as well call it tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs. Turns out they're serious. Turns out they actually are calling it tables, ladders, chairs, ... and stairs. But yeah, what are you gonna do? And also, I was kind of trying to... I should have wrote this right at the beginning, but who the hell said, let's get Seth Green to host Raw? I have nothing against Seth Green. I remember liking a few of his movies. I remember loving Without a Paddle. But, when I think wrestling, I don't think Seth Green or half the guest hosts that they have to show up on Raw. But anyways. Alright, I didn't really watch any of the matches. I didn't get to see this live, so I had to find a version on YouTube. So, and it was really out of sync, so it was hard for me to focus on the matches, so I just skipped most of the matches. It'll be the sound will happen, and then the move was actually seen, so it's oh, he just got chokeslammed! So it was really hard. But before all that happened, I was able to watch the Rollins versus Ziggler match. That was alright. And then then it was not the tag team match. It was Kofi Kingston and what's his name? Stardust, I believe. And right off the bat, here comes Michael Cole. The New Day has been successful since their debut. No, they haven't. They won one match on SmackDown when they first showed up. And then they lost to Raw on some team that really wasn't a team up until that point. It was, who did they get pinned by? I don't know what they called themselves, but if I remember correctly, it was Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. Who would have ever thought that team be happening? And then, this is when I started to kind of hang my head in shame. That there was a hashtag of the year award. Because when anybody thinks wrestling, we think of hashtags. And then, although I was kind of happy, because there's actually a tag rivalry that doesn't involve the championship. Like, now there's a rivalry between Golden Stardust and A New Day. So, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I like both teams, for the most part. And then they brought back Johnny Ace. If you don't know who Johnny Ace is, it's John Laurinaitis. When he was still a wrestler, that was his name. His big move was the Ace Crusher. Anyways, he was going to do the surprise comeback of the year. And the nominees were Hulk Hogan, Batista, Rock, and Ultimate Warrior. Alright, Hulk Hogan, it's not really so much of a surprise comeback when they announced it all over the place, and he's been back like 3 times since then. Batista was a little bit of a surprise. It was because, you know, if I remember correctly, he had one successful fight in MMA, so you figured he'd continue on with that. Rock was a bit of a surprise. And Ultimate Warrior is an even bigger surprise because of his history with the WWE. Because, going by all the stuff I ever heard about him, like, he was supposed to never make it to the Hall of Fame because he walked down the company too much or something like that. So, it's a pretty nice surprise, and I'm happy he won it. And then they brought Charlotte to promote NXT to show how good she really is. And then they announced the big, NXT special that they had. Apparently it's called NXT TakeOver R Evolution. What the fuck is an R Evolution? Like, you'd figure they just call it Revolution or something, but yeah, what? It's WWE. What you gonna do? They don't care. They got money. And that wrote so much for showing us how good she is because she lost a 3-minute match up against Natalya, which is kind of weird because she's supposed to have a championship match at our Evolution, and she lost in 3 minutes. So that kind of downplays the power of the title a little bit. Considering, if I remember correctly, Natalya... Wait, actually, never mind. Oh, oops. Sorry. Give me a second. Alright, OMG Moment of the Year. Apparently, Santino Marella is still around, and no one gave a shit about this guy. Like, there was not a whole lot of heat for him. But, then again, I didn't know he was still around. I haven't seen him since, not counting the whole, what was it, the Later the Cable Guy episode. But before that, it was like, I haven't even heard of him being around since then. Or since, like, quite a few months. Like, actually, if I remember correctly, the last time I saw him on TV was actually about a year ago. I remember him doing the Jingle, or Deck the Hall song with old Khali, and that's it. Ever since, I haven't seen him. But anyways, OMG Moment of the Year. The first 2 were betrayals. It was the Shield betrayal, and then the Bella betrayal. And then, here's the next OMG moment. Bray Wyatt doing the he's got the whole world in his hands promo with all the kids. Maybe it's just me, but I really did not find that shocking at all. I was kind of expecting him to be all cultish. I thought that was the whole point of his gimmick. And then, the one that actually, we all knew this one was going to win, and that was the streak being, conquered. So, we all knew which one was going to win. And then, they were showing, Bray Wyatt and, or, what Bray Wyatt did to old, what's his name? Ambrose last week. Putting a chair to his throat and slamming his head into slamming the head and the chair into a steel steps. And, I noticed on the background when they were showing the replay that this was during SmackDown. But it said Rusev when Wyatt was headed backstage, like he was still on the ramp. But besides that, apparently Roman Reigns is a pussy. he has a hernia that pulled him out for months. But Ambrose, he crushed his trachea, and he's back within a few days. So, apparently fucking Ambrose is immortal or something. Good God. And he's still gonna have a match at, what was it, tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs. Can't believe I'm actually calling it that and being serious about it. Alright. And, anyways, Ambrose was talking about it, saying that the chair that Ambrose broke was Sister Abigail's. And Ambrose shows up in an ambulance and starts kicking the crap out of old... Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I just ate a bowl of cereal. Anyways, he started kicking the crap out of, what's that guy's name? Wyatt, there you go. Sorry, I'm not good with names. And, that was the end of that for the most part. And then the King presents Divas of the Year. The Diva of the Year award. It was Brie Bella and, what's her name? Nikki Bella, Paige, and AJ. I'm happy it wasn't the Bellas that won it. Like, it was AJ, which I guess I could say she deserves it. She's one of the better wrestlers in Raw right now. But weird thing was, during this, Titus O'Neil just shows up when before they said who won the Divas award. They just had all the women, or all the divas, lined up backstage, and before they announced who won, Titus O'Neil just kind of shows up, and yeah, he just shows up, nothing happens. Alright, I don't know which Uso it is, but so that's why I'm just calling them Uso 1 and Uso 2. Uso 1 and Uso 2, or the Usos won the Tag Team of the Year award, which makes sense. And they go backstage and they're showing Naomi. Uso 1 is apparently married to her. And it kind of turned into a black family sitcom at that point. Just stereotypical speeches whenever you think of like a black sitcom following an African American family. Oh, you're going to Hollywood? Hell yeah! And that made me chuckle. And apparently, there's a LOL of the Moment of the Year award. Yeah, makes sense. But why the fuck was it Adam Rose presenting it? Who knows? Like, if I remember correctly, he had only like one comedy segment, and that was something to do with a mirror. I think there was like a promotion for a movie or something, but microphone moved. But apparently he's presenting the award. Well, actually, no, I guess technically the bunny just dry raping him in the middle of the ring was a comedy segment. Never mind. But anyways, the nominees were Mr. T and something about his mama. I don't ever remember that happening. The We All See match, which I kind of enjoyed, I'll admit that. Not even necessarily for the match, just because the midget announcers. How the hell... You know you done screwed up if the 3 fake commentators you got to commentate for this gimmick or comedy match is still better than the commentators you have for the rest of the show. I enjoyed freaking... Maybe it's because they were just going all out when it comes to making fun of Michael Cole and JBL and the King. But those commentators, they overplayed it so much that it was freaking hilarious. The whole missed out thing, and it said like $1 billion princess pudding or something when, what's her name? Vicky Guerrero pushed, Stephanie McMahon into the... They never really exactly said what it was. They just said it smelled bad, but like, I'm assuming it's just pig crap, so... And missed that one, of course, makes sense. It that gimmick's really over right now. So, yeah, what else would there be? Then they showed another, like, this is what you missed during the pre-show, or the Slammies during the pre-show thing. And, this is when, I stated before that I hung my head in shame when I saw hashtag of the year. I hung my head in even bigger shame when I heard that there's a guest star of the year award and best Twitter handle. Take that for what it's worth. Match of the year. Alright, half of these were pretty, what's that word? I want to say shitty because these matches were pretty good, but I wouldn't say they're match of the year nominee good. Like triple threat, the triple threat match for the championship belt in WrestleMania, that makes sense. Cena versus Wyatt, or Cena versus Bray Wyatt, but Bray Wyatt's had, or during the last man standing match, but Wyatt has had better matches than that. As a matter of fact, his better match ties up with the next, with one of the teams from the next one, Shield versus Evolution. There are better matches for the Shield than this. Why don't they talk about the Shield versus Wyatt family match? That, in my opinion, that would have made match of the year. And then there was Team Cena versus Team Authority match, which was also a match that I didn't find that overwhelming. And that match won mainly because of Sting. Which, going by after I went back and listened to last month's, or Survivor Series little review that me and Light has done, I guess I really can't blame the people that voted for this match. I've marked out when I was watching that match and Sting came out. Like I said, I didn't pay attention to the match, so now I'm just focusing on mainly the segments. Most extreme moment of the year or something like that. Brock Lesnar's 16 suplexes. Kane's tombstones to Daniel Bryan. I'll get back to that one. Chris Jericho's dive off the top. And Seth Rollins' curb stomp. Sorry, when I saw this, I wrote down blackout. That's what I used to call it. Seth Rollins blackout on Ambrose through the cinder blocks. Alright, like, I didn't get why Kane's tombstones ended up on here. Apparently, that is extreme, but when Kane got thrown through a burning piece of table, you know, the kind of shit they did back in ECW, that one wasn't nominated. We just kind of forgot about that one. Anyways, the one that won was Chris Jericho's dive from the top of the cage. Like, don't get me wrong. That is a pretty crazy thing. But it happened quite a few times, if I remember correctly. Who was it? I believe it was Cody Rhodes. He also got he did a moonsault from the top of the cage. He did get caught. And then he had Mr. Ass do the, what's it called, Fame-Master on him, and get pinned. But apparently that's not extreme enough. How about Seth Rollins doing the curb stomp on somebody's, basically stomping someone's head through cinder blocks. That can kill someone in real, sorry for bringing logic into, you know, this fake sport, but, like, if you did that in real life, that's gonna kill somebody, but that's still not extreme enough. Brock Lesnar just beating the life out of, what's his name? John Cena for, 15 minutes? That's not extreme enough. Just freaking having a monster of a man like Brock Lesnar go to town on John Cena is not extreme enough. So we went with Chris Jericho's dive from the top. We can't have murders win. Or attempted murders. And then there's another little... Oh, here's what you missed during the pre-show thing. When was there ever an Animal of the Year award in wrestling? Is there even enough animals for there to be an award specifically for that? Oh, and Adam Rose Bunny dude won it. Like, just going off the top of my head, I can only really remember 2 animals showing up during this year. Now, if you go back, yeah, there's been quite a few animals. You got Tori Wilson's freaking puppies that she brought to the ring. I can't remember La Resistance and their poodles they brought to the ring. You got Triple H's dog that got ran over. But just this year alone, I can only think of 2, so I'm guessing it's like 3 years ago when it was like Kiss of the Year, Kiss of the Year, sorry. Kiss of the Year. AJ Lee and what was it? John Cena. AJ Lee and who was it? Daniel Bryan, and it was just like that over and over. I'm guessing that this is what it was. But if it wasn't, that'd be pretty. My head's already hung pretty low, so imagine how much lower it would have been. Superstar of the Year. Brock Lesnar, for obvious reasons, conquered the streak. Just had a dominated Cena in a championship match. Ambrose, he's the most over superstar they have at the moment. Daniel Bryan, before he got injured, he was the most over, and he had 2 great matches in WrestleMania in the same night. Wyatt, mainly because he has an awesome gimmick. Reigns, because he's Samoan Cena. Cena, because he is Cena. And then you got Rollins, because he's Mr. Money in the Bank. And Reigns won it. I really can't, I guess I really can't fault WWE on it. When it really comes down to it, Reigns looks like someone that would be a champion. I didn't watch the Cena versus Big Show match, so I really don't know what happened. But I've seen pictures of what Cena did. Apparently, when Cena went through wrestling school, he just skipped the lesson about the chokehold. When you do a chokehold, well, you really can't see it, but you're supposed to put whenever you actually do a chokehold, you put your hand, the hand that's wrapped around, the arm that's wrapped around the person you're applying its throat, you put that hand on the bicep of your other one, and you lock your hand with your elbow, basically. Well, Cena placed his hand on Big Show's chest, and apparently it still knocked the Big Show out or something. I'm not sure what happened. I didn't see the ending, but I don't like the crap on Cena so much, because when it really comes down to it, Cena does his job. You can't fault a man for doing that. He just needs to go back and learn how to do a freaking chokehold. But other than that, the go home show for tables, ladders, and chairs sucked. So hopefully the bar's not set that high for TLC at this point. So hopefully they do something good at it. Alright. Well, this was Ragna. Oh, wait, actually, before we do that, also, whenever me and Light do the TLC show, right after, we're gonna put out a video the next week where we talk about, our favorite moments of WWE this year, strictly Raw, if you guys are interested. So, if for some reason you like watching Stickin' It in Raw, congratulations, you're gonna get 3 weeks of it in a row. Alright, this is Ragna, and I'm signing out. See y'all later, and rock on, dudes and dudettes.